Have you ever stopped to think about
Yeah.
how much we can actually learn about society
Yeah.
just by looking at what people buy?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do exactly that today.
Awesome.
We're doing a deep dive
Okay.
into the world of cross-dressing.
Interesting.
And you might be surprised by how much it reveals
Really?
about societal trends and these hidden markets.
I'm intrigued.
Our starting point
Yeah.
is this really cool blog post
Okay.
from Classy Crossdresser
I've heard of that one.
that basically suggests that the cross-dressing community is way bigger than most people realize.
That's fascinating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
It's like we're detectives looking for clues in these unexpected places.
Totally.
The article makes this super intriguing point.
Okay.
Cross-dressing often happens
Yeah,
under the radar.
right.
So it makes it what we call a hidden market.
Oh, interesting.
To understand its true scale,
Yeah,
we need to look beyond what's obvious.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest clues to that is the explosion of online shopping these days.
Right.
The article points out that there's this huge variety
Oh, wow.
of cross-dressing products that are now available online.
Like what?
Everything. Clothes,
Okay.
makeup,
Uh-huh.
even things like breast forms and hip pads.
Wow.
There are entire stores
Really?
dedicated to this, like Glamour Boutique and On Femme.
Oh, wow.
It makes
Heard of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you realize there must be
Right.
a pretty big number of people out there
Yeah.
buying these products.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
What's really fascinating to me
Yep.
is how the internet has become this safe space for exploration.
All right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Like in the past, someone interested in cross-dressing
Yeah.
might have felt uncomfortable or even unsafe
Totally.
going into a physical store.
Makes sense.
But online,
Yeah.
they can browse and purchase discreetly,
Right.
allowing them to kind of experiment
Yeah.
with their identity
Right.
without that fear of judgment.
It's so important.
It is.
Yeah. And isn't it interesting how that anonymity actually empowers people?
It does.
It kind of removes that social pressure and potential stigma,
Right.
giving them that freedom to explore at their own pace. It's
Like
like
how
the
you're
internet has almost democratized
Right.
self-expression.
It's like the internet has created this virtual safe haven,
Yeah.
a place where people can connect with their true selves
Ugh.
without the weight of societal expectations.
Right.
It's a powerful example of how technology can be a tool for personal liberation.
So true.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Right.
Despite this,
Yeah.
thriving online market,
Mm.
the article acknowledges that
Yeah.
a pretty big portion of the cross-dressing community
Right.
still remains hidden.
Interesting.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it highlights the
Yeah.
enduring power of societal norms.
Oh, okay.
We live in a world
Right.
with pretty rigid gender expectations,
Yeah.
especially for those assigned male at birth.
Okay.
So the idea of exploring feminine attire,
Yeah.
it can feel taboo, which
No.
pushes people into secrecy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's true. There's this
Yeah.
fear of being judged or ridiculed, and not just by strangers, but
Yeah.
also by your loved ones.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's heartbreaking to think about
Yeah.
the pressure that puts on people,
Is.
forcing them to hide
Right.
such a core part of themselves.
And that pressure is often internalized,
Yeah.
leading to what psychologists call
Right.
internalized shame.
Right.
It's this feeling that who you are
Mm.
is somehow wrong or unacceptable,
Wow.
which can be incredibly damaging to your self-esteem
Right.
and make it even harder
Yeah.
to come to terms with your identity.
But let's get back to the market itself
Yeah.
for a moment.
Yeah.
The article mentions
Okay.
that the economic scale
Mm.
of the cross-dressing market
Right.
is another indicator
Yeah.
of the community's size.
Okay.
Can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit?
We're talking about a multitude of industries.
Oh, wow.
Fashion,
Okay.
cosmetics,
Mm-hmm.
specialized undergarments,
Uh-huh.
wigs,
Okay.
voice training,
Wow.
even body prosthetics.
That's incredible.
The fact that all these businesses are thriving
Right.
suggests
Yeah.
a substantial customer base
Right. Yeah.
with significant spending power.
I can see that. It makes you wonder, though,
What's that?
how do you even measure our market?
Yeah.
that's so intentionally discreet.
Right.
Do you think we're even scratching the surface?
It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
The discrete nature of the market makes it difficult to collect accurate data through traditional methods like surveys or market research.
Gotcha.
But even with that limitation, we can still get a sense of the market scope by looking at a few key indicators.
I'm all ears.
For example, the sheer variety and availability of cross-dressing specific products is a pretty strong sign that there's significant demand out there. We're not just talking about a few niche websites anymore. We're seeing major retailers offering clothing in extended sizes, specialized shapewear designed for cross-dressers, and a whole range of makeup tutorials specifically geared towards feminization.
That's amazing.
Not to mention the growth of online communities and forums dedicated to discussing and sharing information about cross-dressing. It all points to a much larger market than many people might realize.
It's like we're piecing together a puzzle.
We are.
Using these different clues to get a clearer picture of this hidden world.
The internet has made it easier than ever for people to access information, connect with others, and purchase products discreetly. So it's not surprising that the market has flourished in the digital age.
And that online activity leaves a digital footprint that can be analyzed.
Absolutely.
To understand the scale and scope of the market.
Social media platforms, online forums, and e-commerce websites all provide valuable insights into the trends and preferences of this community.
It's amazing how much we can learn about society just by observing what people search for, buy, and talk about online.
It's like the internet has become this giant, constantly evolving archive of human behavior.
And the more we learn about that behavior, the more we realize how diverse and multifaceted it truly is.
The cross-dressing community is a perfect example of that diversity.
Okay, so we've established that this is a large and growing market, but the article also touches on the challenges of accurately measuring its size due to the secrecy surrounding cross-dressing.
Why do you think it's important to even try to measure it?
What's the significance of quantifying this community?
That's a great question. I think it's important for a couple of reasons. First, from a purely economic standpoint, recognizing the size and spending power of this market can lead to greater investment and innovation.
Makes sense.
Businesses are more likely to cater to a community when they see it as a viable and profitable customer base.
It's like the market data itself becomes a form of validation, proving that this community deserves to be taken seriously. No longer just a niche interest, but like a significant segment of the consumer landscape.
Exactly.
And second, beyond the economic implications, quantifying the community can also help to raise awareness and challenge societal perceptions.
When people see concrete data that demonstrates the prevalence of cross-dressing, it becomes harder to dismiss it.
It's clear that the cross-dressing community, while often overlooked, is a vibrant and influential force.
It is.
In shaping our understanding of gender and identity. You know what strikes me? Is that the very act of trying to measure this market is a form of acknowledgement in itself.
It is.
It's like we're saying, we see you, we recognize your existence, and we're taking you seriously.
Absolutely.
And that recognition can be incredibly powerful.
It can.
Especially for those who felt marginalized or invisible for so long.
It's a step towards creating a more inclusive and accepting society where everyone feels safe and empowered to express themselves authentically.